Thanks, Chair. And following on a little bit from some of the earlier comments, but in a kind of a broader context, I just wanted to, I suppose, take up the issue of the sustainable environment section of the plan and really express a wish, I suppose, that we become a bit more all-encompassing about the sustainable environment aspect, that it doesn't just get stuck in the environment page, that it's broadened out and becomes something that all of our directors and all of our departments and indeed all of our members incorporate into what we're trying to achieve as a council, that we adopt a whole council approach to the Cool World 2 aspirations, which are great, but I'd just like to see them broadened out and making sure that everybody is kind of thinking about them in their specific kind of field, that it doesn't just become a kind of an eco thing, that it becomes much more all-encompassing, because it's not just the environmental gains that we want to achieve. It's very important from a financial point of view. If you look at a lot of the kind of green initiatives we've undertaken, such as the street lighting, such as the kind of grass cutting program, the nature-based solutions to kind of our green and blue infrastructure, the insulation of our council premises, which are so important in terms of not just achieving our carbon target to be carbon neutral by 2030 as an authority, but also to save an awful lot of money, particularly when energy prices are going up so much. And I'd like us to be more explicit about the environmental aspects of our plan. So, for example, when we talk about economic regeneration, we talk about environmentally sustainable economic regeneration, because it's not really mentioned in the economic part of the report. So that's really important. When we talk about the local plan, we often talk about a brownfield first approach to the local plan, but we don't talk about the carbon neutral ready local plan. I'd like us to hear a lot more of that kind of thing, that the local plan really incorporates environmental sustainability, at its core. And we talk about health inequalities, and tackling health inequalities makes good economic sense. Well, tackling the climate emergency also makes good economic sense, and we need to be upfront and quite vocal about that. So that's something I'd like to see much more throughout the plan. And taking account, I think the measurement of things is really important as well. The much better cycling infrastructure that we're talking about, and I heard what Max had to say. I've also seen an awful lot of people really celebrating the new Fender Way bike path. That is exactly the kind of infrastructure we need, that makes people think about using a bicycle as an alternative to the car, because it's a very safe and secure route. And people are not cycling in general because they don't feel safe. And that is exactly the kind of investment that will make them feel safe. And it's great to see the incorporation of the government's gear shift policy on cycling infrastructure, that we are signed up to that, because that is absolutely crucial in building the infrastructure that will make cycling a real alternative for people, but will also allow us to secure the investment funds going forward and bring in more capital investment into the borough to encourage healthy lifestyles. So, but just my one kind of caveat in supporting the recommendations is just that we achieve that broader incorporation of our environmental goals across the piece. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Chair. The climate crisis can't wait. While if we're going to wait till next year, whenever, then meanwhile, the ice caps are melting, grass is growing, the air is being polluted. I think this is a great amendment, and it focuses the mind. It says we should be having a framework, targets, plans and measurements for it.
Please, can we allow her to speak?
Thank you. And I think it's well merited, because I think there might be even a typo in the Wirral plan here on page 8. It says, in response to the climate change emergency, the council is committed to achieving net zero carbon by 2041, and I think that's for the borough, because the council's target itself is 2030, and we need to be getting on with that. Thank you.